Hi, Marco here. Welcome to another monthly update. Like in the months before, I was working again on the Glowing Stripes project in the last month. And also like in the last months, I did make progress, noticeable progress, just not as fast and much as I would have liked to have. And it's just because there are constantly new issues coming up. Why the 3D print suddenly tilted? Oh, why are the connector pins bent now? Oh, why is the LED strip not glowing? Anyway, step by step I fixed these issues and now I'm closer than ever to having a working and reliable Glowing Stripes project, which you can also build yourself and which I will also start selling on Etsy. And yeah, one of the positive side effects though that I had from keep having all these issues, especially with the 3D printer, is that I started researching alternatives like other 3D printers. And this way I heard about two really amazing resin-based 3D printers where you have like a fluid bath and then it gets hardened by UV light layer by layer. And this process has quite a few advantages. It's way more detailed than typical plastic melting 3D printers. There also are way less moving parts. Of course, there's things that can still go wrong, like the display getting damaged and things like that. But I would say they're much more manageable. You can prevent them better. Anyway. So both of these printers should be way more reliable, plus they're also like giving way more detailed 3D prints, which should make them look way nicer, the whole cases and connectors. Plus they're actually printing faster in many cases, especially when it comes to mass producing tiny objects where you can place multiple ones on the same build plate, since actual 3D printing time is only dependent on the number of layers and not how many meters of filament you print, unlike a regular 3D printer. There are of course downsides as well, like you have to clean up afterwards the 3D print and also cure it. And you really need to wear gloves and use other safety precautions to make sure that you don't damage your skin and your health. So yeah, I will try to get access to one of these printers and see if they are indeed, as I think they are, better suited for designing and also then producing the cases and connectors for the Glowing Stripes project. And speaking of connector designs, after doing a lot of iterations, designing all kinds of different LED strip connectors, I finally now figured out a solution of an LED strip connector that is simple, yet stable, yet cheap. All of these things, and it's based on the just regular LED strip connector that already comes with basically every LED strip, this like 3 pin connector that clicks into each other. It took me a while to figure out a good design to integrate this into a compact 3D print as well that still like fits well together. And the software is also making a lot of progress. I discovered a way how I can integrate over-the-air updates via the internet into the microcontroller so that you can just easily update the software of the LED strips by just opening the web interface to control the LED strips. It will automatically check for new updates in the background, inform you if there's one available, and then automatically is doing the update on all the LED strips if you choose to do so, which makes things a lot easier. So I already tested some sample code to see if the firmware upgrade really works as I hope it would be, and it did in a very simple infinite firmware upgrade loop. And now the next step is to actually go from there to integrating it into the front end and also coding the front end, which I already designed now and which you can see now here in Figma. And this basically allows you to automatically then process the software update and put it on all the LED strips automatically. Also, I continued working on the software on both the front end and the back end that's connecting the LED strips with each other and with the hosts. And I'm making progress there. I still need to do some fixes to make it work perfectly fine, but I'm getting there. So what's next? Well, basically software for the most part. Adding the interface that allows you to update all the LED strips, the firmware of the LED strips via the web interface. I also need to make sure that the whole customizing LED animations and changing LED animations in the first place works properly, which is already mostly done. Like I was already building that front-end code a while ago. Just need to update that and make sure it works with the current code base. Also, I noticed that like the two LED strips I have in my room, when they start at the same time, like when I turn power on at the same time, they're getting out of sync after like a few hours, the animations. So I need to look into that and if there's a good software way how I can fix this, hopefully. But yeah, there are solutions for this, I'm pretty sure. And besides software, there's basically just one last hardware thing that I need to design, and then also 3D print, which is like a secondary wall mount. So whenever you want to have the LED strips connected onto the wall and placed in a horizontal position, to make sure that all the weight doesn't damage basically the LED strip connector, there should be a counter stabilizer on the other side, just to make sure that it's both stable, horizontal, and also doesn't get damaged over time that easily. And yeah, that's pretty much it. After that, I can start producing a video explaining you how you can build the Glowing Stripes project yourself without having to deal with the whole development mess. And also I can then start building up the Etsy shop to sell it to those people who just want to buy the LED strips in full without having to build anything. Plus, of course, the DIY kits for those who want to build it themselves but have a bit easier time doing that. So this was it for April. Hope to see you in the next update, and have a good May. Bye!